welcome back to another episode on my channel. Not so long ago, how many? 12 days ago, I did a long video where I did 3 tier lists: a Disney Princess tier list, an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical tier list, and a Stranger Things season 4 characters tier list. But that was before the final 2 episodes of season 4 came out. And now that I've watched the final 2 episodes of season 4, I'm going to be giving you an updated version of the tier list I did 12 days ago, with everything I now know from Stranger Things season 4. I can rank them better. So I've got a tier list in front of me, which you can't see on a tablet, on my school tablet, and I'm going to go through each character and basically decide where they go on this tier list. We have awful, bad, good, great, and the best of season 4 as the 5 tiers. And let's get on with it. So yeah, let's get on with it. First character. In no particular order. Let's start off with the 2 characters. Let's start off with the 3 characters that are very easy to rank. In terms of not very easy to rank, but the 3 characters that had the least amount of screen time, that didn't play the biggest role. I'm going to give you now 3 characters that you can probably all guess the theme of when you watch this film. We have Chrissy, Fred, and Jason, the character of, and Patrick, which are the 3 characters that were killed by the main villain, Vecna. Didn't have much screen time. Didn't have much screen time as they were killed off. Obviously, Chrissy was the main death of episode 1, Fred was the main death of episode 2, and Patrick was the main death of episode 7. So yeah. So yeah, let's start off with Patrick. He's going to go in the bad section. Didn't have much to do. Obviously, he was killed, so it's difficult to base a character off how they got killed. So yeah, he's going to be in the bad section because not much to do and just not the best of characters. Next up, we'll go Chrissy. Chrissy, the first major death of season 4. Obviously killed by Vecna because of something that happened in her past. Now, for only a short appearance, for only a small appearance, to be in the season 4 for only one episode, probably means you can't make an impact. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Chrissy. I'm gonna go in the good tier. When dealing with stress, one of the main things people do one of the main things that people do when they're stressed is buy drugs. So she was smart. Some people buy drugs. Some people, if they're dealing with something in their life that happens, dealing with something bad in their life, they go to someone to get drugs so they can stay calm. Because drugs obviously help out someone who's under a lot of stress. So she was smart to go to Eddie for that help. And I just felt sorry for her. She I don't think any small character deserves to die. And Chrissy is one of those characters that didn't deserve to die. But Vecna, just like the other Stranger Things bad guys, is just a mindless villain. So, no surprise. So yeah, Vecna unfortunately killed her off, but she's still going to be in the good section. And then Fred, Nancy's supporter, Nancy's fellow newspaper reporter at Hawkins High School. So Fred is also going to go in the good tier, just like Chrissy. Because just like Chrissy, I felt sorry for him that he died. The reason why he was killed, the car crash. I understand why Vecna killed Fred, because I understand why Fred. It was definitely an accident. So I don't know why Vecna punished Fred just when the car crash was an accident. But like I said, Vecna is a mindless villain, so he's going to go in the good tier alongside Chrissy, and that wraps up the 3 major deaths in the characters. Now we're going to take 3 characters that just did not do anything, were awful. They are all going to go in the awful tier. The first person in the awful tier is the other jock friend of Jason on this list. We have the mean girl that tormented Eleven in the first few episodes, Angela, and the reason why Eleven was taken by the federal government. And finally, we're in the awful tier is going to be Angela's friend that helped her torment Eleven throughout the first few episodes. These 3 are in the awful tier because they're awful people. So yeah, those 3 characters easily go in the awful tier because bad people. 2 of them took the mickey out of Val, and if she had her power, and if she actually had her powers, Angela and her friend would be in serious trouble. And then as for the other of Jason's jock friends on this list, awful character, didn't do anything, so he's going to go in the awful tier. Now, so next 2 are going to be the cops. Now the cops, I only got 5 tiers, which means I can't put characters like the cops in a tier, because for me they'd be between good and great. I'm going to put them in good. So yeah, the 2 cops that replaced Hopper after his supposed alleged death. will go in the good tier alongside Fred and Chrissa and Chrissy. Okay, they're both going to be. They're going to be below Chrissy. So, yeah. So yeah, that's going to be the cops. Theirs didn't do much. They obviously they were obviously doing their jobs, and they 100%, and they obviously did do their jobs. So I can give them credit, and they're going to get in a good tier alongside the therapist alongside the teacher Fred, Chrissy, and Max all went to deal with their what they were dealing with in season 4. She's also going to go in the good tier above the 2 cops because she has a bigger role. Actually, no, she's going to be at the bottom of the good tier. She, just like the cops, she's doing her job. But for the cops, obviously, her job was a bit less important than the cops' jobs. So that's why she's going to be a bit lower. And the final minor character we're going through is going to be... And the final minor character we're ranking is Robin's crush. I am actually going to add another row, which will be the okay tier. And she's going to be going on the okay tier. So, yeah. So she is going to go on the okay tier. Didn't have... So, yeah. So she's going to go on the okay tier. And now that we've got all the... Well, what you'd say... Now that we've got all the minor characters all out of the way, let's go to the... Let's go to the more than minor, but let's go into the bigger players of season 4, starting with the 2 Russians. We have Yuri and Dmitry. Now, Yuri, season 7, after episode 7, Yuri after episode 7 would have been in the awful tier and would have been, based on the characters also in the awful tier, would be the highest on the awful tier. But he's going up to the bad, and he's going to go above Patrick, Jason's jock friend that was killed by Vecna. And the reason why is because without Yuri, Hopper, Dmitry, Joyce, and Murray would not have been able to make it back from Russia to Hawkins. So now we are going to go to Yuri was in the awful tier, but based on his actions in the last 2 episodes, he's in the good tier. He's in the okay. He's in the bad tier. No, we're gonna put Yuri in the OK tier, and right now he's gonna go at the top of the OK tier. Yuri would have after season 7. Yuri would have been if season 7 was the last if there was only 7 episodes after I watched season 7, Yuri would have been season 4 episode 7 Yuri, or the appearances that Yuri had up to episode 7 would have put him in the awful tier, and he would have been very low in the awful tier. But as he was the reason why Hopper, Joyce, Dimitri, and Murray made it back to Hawkins, he goes in the OK tier. Now we're gonna go through the characters. Now we've got the characters we have left. We have Eddie Munson, we have Erica Sinclair, we have Jason Carver, we have Dr. Brenner, we have number one, we have Max Mayfield, Chief Jim Hopper, Jonathan Byers, Dimitri, Mike, Victor Creel, Steve 11, Joyce Vecna, Mrs. Karen Wheeler, Will Byers, Lucas Sinclair, Murray Bauman, Nancy Wheeler, Argyle, Dustin Henderson, and Robin. So we're going to start by ranking Dimitri. He's going to go in the great tier. Aided Hopper in tough times. Helped Hopper get back to the UK. Helped Hopper, Joyce, and Murray get back to Hawkins. So, in my books, he's a great character. Next up is going to be Karen Wheeler, obviously Mike and Joyce's mum. Obviously Mike and Nancy's mum. Gonna go in the good tier because she is a good mum, a good character, and doesn't have a big role in season 4, but still, you know, you don't have to have that much of appearance in a TV show season to be a good character. So she's gonna go in the good tier. Now I think we're gonna go with the 2 characters where I'm like, okay. Now I'm gonna go with the character, unlike the character that returned. Season 1, there was obviously the character of Dr. Brenner. In the last episode of season 1, we see him getting attacked by a Demogorgon, and everyone thought that he was dead. The Duffer Brothers, after season 1, confirmed that Brenner, confirming in an interview that Brenner is still alive. We think he's going to be introduced in season 4. It comes to season 2, maybe he'll return in season 2. It comes to season 3, maybe he'll have an appearance in season 3. He ends up having an appearance in season 4. Obviously, unlike season 1 where he survived, he does end up dying. So yeah, that's at least. So obviously that's the reason. So yeah, so obviously he's died. Season 4, he comes back in season 4, helps 11 get her powers back, and then obviously ends his appearance in Stranger Things with dying, but which gives 11 the chance of escaping the base that she stayed in, so she could get her powers back. So he's gonna go in the great tier. So next up we're gonna go. Okay, for me the 3 characters. So we're gonna go the next 3 characters. We're gonna rank 3 characters next. Jason, Vecna before he was Vecna, and finally Victor Creel. So next up, we're gonna go. Oh, so Jason number 1. Eventually Vecna. Sorry, Vecna before he was Vecna, and Victor Creel. Victor Creel, okay tier. Could have seen a bit more of him. Especially when Robert Englund is a horror icon and Stranger Things obviously has horror elements. So yeah, Victor's going to go in okay tier. I wanted to see more of him because of Robert Englund playing him, but I understand why he couldn't play that big of. I understand why he was not appearing, and I understand why he didn't appear much in the episode. But it would have been in the season. But it would have been nice to see more Robert Englund. So I was a bit disappointed with that. Now, the hardest one, not just yet, but probably of the whole tier, Jason. He's a jock. That's the main. See, jock, girlfriend of Chrissy. So understand his motivations. He's just found out Chrissy. After the event of season 1, Jason finds out that Jason finds out that his girlfriend has just been killed, just died. Bell is sent on getting revenge on the person who he believed to kill Chrissy in Eddie, and he goes on a dark path which ends in his death, which I didn't know which ends in the fight he has in the final episode against Lucas, which ends in him being knocked out and ends in him being disintegrated when the whole world is torn apart by Vecna's plan. So yeah, Jason throughout the series goes from normal guy who's willing to help Hawkins to a guy full sent on revenge over Eddie because he thinks Eddie is the reason why Chrissy was killed. I'm going to put Jason in the best of season 4. Originally, on my original tier list, I put him... On my original tier list, I put him in the amazing tier. But given that Jason pushed Lucas to his breaking point, he's going to go in the best of season 4, even though I hated the character. And also the acting was very good from Jason's actor. So he's going to go in the best of season 4. A character that's going to go just below is Vecna before he was Vecna. Number 1, to be exact. I understand Vecna / number 1. I understand that number 1's motivations. He's so yeah, she's gonna go in great tier. Just like the other 2 characters in the great tier had a big role to play in the episode. Obviously, the secondary antagonist of Stranger Things season 4. But also the primary villain of season 4, because obviously he ends up being Vecna. And the reason he's in the great tier, not just because of Jamie Campbell Bower's performance, but also the dude freaking created the Mind Flayer. Jamie Vecna freaking created the tormentor of season 2 and 3 of Stranger Things. Without Vecna, Stranger Things season 2 or 3 could have never happened, which meant season 4 would have never happened. So So Vecna number one, who eventually ends up being Vecna, is going to be in the Great Tier. And okay, so that's those three characters out of the way. And now let's get into the end. Then let's get into the characters, the biggest players of season 4. Now, we're going to go for each of them, and I'll give you my reasons. So, we're going to go from so Argyle, great. Robin, best of season 4. Dustin, best of season 4. Nancy, best of season 4. Murray, best of season 4. Lucas, best of season 4. Will, best of season 4. Vecna, great. Joyce, best of season 4. Elle, best of season 4. Steve, best of season 4. Mike, best of season 4. Jonathan, great. Hopper, best of season 4. Max, best of season 4. Erica, great. And finally, my personal favourite character of season 4. Sad to see him go at the end of the season. Eddie Munson. Now, Jonathan, Erica, and Argyle are on the Great Tier because they take a. Jonathan and Argyle don't have much to do in Stranger Things season 4. Obviously, Jonathan and Argyle at the start of season 4 are more interested in getting high than helping, than doing anything smart, than doing anything. So yeah, Jonathan, Argyle, and Erica. Jonathan and Argyle are in the Great Tier because they were more about getting high than anything else. Erica is in the Great Tier because great little sister. She helps Dustin and Mike win Eddie's campaign, Dungeons and Dragons campaign. She helps Lucas. She helps Lucas, Max. She helps Lucas, Max, Dustin, Steve, Eddie, Nancy, and Robin in the final 2 episodes of season 4, and just overall always outstanding. Pariah Ferguson, who plays Erica Sinclair, is an amazing actress. Would love to. I think she deserves to be in much more films and TV. Now I'm going to go into the main villain of season 4. Vecna. Vecna kills his victims in the creepiest way. Is the creepiest villain in Stranger Things up to date, and just like all the cast of Stranger Things were saying that season 4 would be much darker, and the main reason behind it being so dark is Vecna. The reason why he's not in the best of season 4 is... I don't know why he's not in the best of season 4. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Vecna is going to be in the Great Tier. He's a great villain, but to be in that best of the season 4 tier, I think he needed to have more screen time. Yes, he's the main villain, and they don't want to have the main villain, and they don't want to give the main villain too much screen time. But more screen time would have helped Vecna. More screen time with Vecna and less screen time with number 1 would have helped Vecna, but wouldn't have put too much of a dampen on number 1. But he's not going to go in the best of season 4 because the screen time was limited. And yeah, Robin, Dustin, Nancy, Murray, Mike, Lucas, Will, Joyce, Elle, Steve, Mike, Hopper, and Max are all in the best of season 4 tier because they are obviously in that crop of the main. They're in the crop. They're in the main characters of Stranger Things crop. Dustin, all those people I just mentioned are the main crop. Are the main character? Are all the main characters, along with obviously Jonathan and Erica. They're the returning characters from season 3, from season 1, 2, and 3 of Stranger Things, and so there's no surprise that they're in the best of season 4 tier, because, well, why would they not be in the best of season 4 tier? Come on, why would they not be in the best of season 4 tier? We all know these characters so well, and they will always be. Whenever I do a character ranking for this show, they will always be in the top category. And now we're going to order these characters in order of best, of worst to best. We're going to put in the awful tier. We're going to have Jason, one of Jason's jock friends. Jason's other jock friend is going to go at the bottom, followed by one of the bullies that bullied, followed by Angela's friend, bully Angela's other bully friend, and then top of the awful tier is Angela. In the bad, we have only one player, and that is Patrick, so he's going to go there. Now we have Robin's love interest, Yuri, and Victor Creel. We're going to put Robin's love interest at the bottom. Then we're going to put Yuri, and at the top of the okay tier is going to be is Victor Creel. He would have been in the good tier had he got more screen time, and even more screen time for Yuri wouldn't have put him in the good tier. So that's why Victor Creel is higher than Yuri. Mrs. Tan, I think, or whatever her name is, the teacher that sees Max in the first episode, is going to be at the bottom of the good tier, followed by the 2 cops. Then we're going to have Fred. Then we're going to have Chrissy. Chrissy is higher than Fred because I enjoyed Chrissy as a character more than I enjoyed Fred as a character, but still both very good. And at the top of the good tier, no surprise, is Karen Wheeler. Small role in season 4, but she's a great mum and she deserves to be there. In the great tier. Bottom of the great tier is going to be Brenna. I'm really sad to see him die I was really sad to see him die at the end of episode 8, but I understand why they did it. They brought him back from season 4 after he was supposedly supposedly killed off in season 1. He comes back into season 4. Gets all her powers back, does his job, gets killed, finally dies for real, dies for real, and obviously will never be in Stranger Things season 4 ever again. So he's gonna go at the bottom because obviously just because not much to do. Did the most important thing, which was get Elle her powers back, and without him getting Elle's power back, Elle would have never been able to help Max deal with Vecna in the last episode. Then we're going to have number 1, who compared to Vecna is going to be second to last in the great tier, and that is because, well, that's just because we all know number 1. I think Vecna is better. I think before Vecna is not as good as Vecna. Which means, so I think number 1 is not as good as the person who ends up I don't think number 1 is better than the character he ends up turning into, Vecna. So he's going to go. So number 1's going to go just above Brenna because I think he's a better character than Brenna. And with the reason why he's so high on this tier list is Jamie Campbell Bower's performance, but the reason why he's not higher because Vecna, the character who number 1 ends up turning into, is the main antagonist, and he takes I don't know why I'm saying this. Number 1 is next in the great tier because she's not as good as the other characters in the great tier. Next up, we're going to go Yuri. Next up, we're going to go Dmitri. Now, the Russian characters in Stranger Things haven't been the best. The only really good Russian character in Stranger Things was Alexei. Alexei was in Stranger Things season 3, was an amazing character, loved him. Alexei's actor was amazing in the role. Season 3 had a memorable. So, like I said, season 3 had a memorable Russian in Alexei, but season 4 has an even more memorable Russian in Dmitri. Dmitri, the actor who played Dmitri, good performance. The character Dmitri helped Hopper, which I really like. I really like that he helped one of the best characters in the show. So he's going to go then. Next up is going to be Argyle, overshadowed by his best friend. Jonathan. Next up is going to be Jonathan. Jonathan takes a back seat in season 4, and that's why he's so low on the great tier and in this tier list. Next up is going, and now we have Erica, who is above, who's next in the great tier, plays a big role in the final 2 episodes, and you know, she cares about her brother. She fought back against the jock that we covered earlier to help Lucas. As Max was in a lot of danger. So yeah, she's very good. She's high on the great tier. At the top of the great tier is Vecna, the best villain of the series. The best villain of Stranger Things so far goes in the great tier. Goes at the top of the great tier. If he's the best villain, he's the best. Rather goes at the top of the great tier because he's the best villain in Stranger Things out of the Mind Flayer, the Demogorgon, the Demodogs, and the Mind Flayer's monster. And that's why he's high. He's the best villain of Stranger Things. If I were doing a Stranger Things season 1 to 4 character ranking, I'd probably rank the Mind Flayer, the Demogorgon, and the Demodogs in the good tier, as they were as they weren't that memorable of villains. And based on all that I've just said, if I were to rank those 3 on the good tier of this tier list, then I have to rank the best villain of Stranger Things 1 tier higher in the great tier. And now we have lots of characters. I'm going to go in order, and I'm not going to give a reason on why they are in that order. The bottom of the best of season 4 tier is going to be Jason, but that's no surprise. And the rest of these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more characters. In no particular order, we're going to go Will, Mike. I'm going to go Will, then Lucas, then Robin, then Murray, then Mike, then Steve, then Steve, then Nancy, then then Joyce, then Elle, then Hopper, then Dustin, then Max. There you go. That's it. That is the tier list. Those Max, Dustin, Hopper, Elle, Joyce, Nancy, Steve, Mike, Murray, Robin, Lucas, and Will were not put in that order backwards. We're all put on this tier list, in the best of season 4 tier in no particular order. But so yeah, in 5th place for the best character of season 4, based on the 5 highest characters on this tier list. The 5th highest character on this tier list, taking the 5th spot for the best character of season 4 is Elle. In the 4th best character of season 4 is Hopper. The 3rd best character of season 4 is Dustin. The 2nd best character of season 4 is Max. Which leaves only one position left. The first position, the best character in season 4, and the best character on the best of season 4 tier. There's one season 4 character that I haven't mentioned at all. I didn't even, when ranking the characters I put in the best of season 4 tier, I didn't even talk about him. And the reason why I didn't talk about this character, because I was waiting till the last minute of this video to do it. So, the big reveal. The number 1 character of Stranger Things season 4 is the number 1 character, is the character that got number 1 in the first tier list. The tier list based on the first 7 episodes of season 4. Based on the first 7 episodes of season 4, the best character for me was Eddie Munson. After those final 2 episodes, the best character is still Eddie Munson. So, Eddie Munson took the top spot of the Stranger Things tier list made 12 days ago, and he also takes the top spot of the best character of season 4, based on all 9 episodes. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, this redraft. I hope you enjoyed this full season 4 So thanks for watching this video where I gave you my updated tier list for the Stranger Things season 4 characters. Put down in the comment section if you want to see more Stranger Things themed rankings, themed tier lists. But until the next video on my channel, I'm out. So subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. But until the next one, I'm out. Peace and have a nice day. And